Hi divas and welcome back to the channel. It's your girl here, Daniela, La Planning Diva. Thank you so much for stopping by, saying hi, checking in on me. I really appreciate you. Welcome. You guys, this is my first planner video in over a month. I took a bit of an impromptu break in October. Things were wild. I was essentially on tour. I did 3 zine fests kind of back to back to back in October, and then also work was crazy. But November is here. Things are finally calming down. We have a holiday coming up on Tuesday, Veterans Day. So that's tomorrow. It's currently Monday morning, November the 10th. And I'm finally sitting down to film a little planner video with you guys. I am going to be working in my Erin Condren planner. This is a vertical planner. This is the planner that I use for work. I'm finally getting into here, you guys, after a month of pure abandonment with this planner. It happens. It's crazy how when work gets absolutely insane, my work planner just dissipates. I really need to build the habit of trying to hold on to it in some way. And I think it comes from like not wanting to write in it unless I feel like I have time or I have the energy to kind of set up all of the stickers. But I feel like when the going gets tough, you guys, I just need to fall back on just using plain pen, because that way I know I'll use it. Like, for example, last week, things were starting to get back into some sort of routine, and I actually was able to kind of sit in my planner and think about things. So I have some pen in last week, but of course it's not much, but like that's coming from like the last week, which was absolutely nothing. I mean, this was also the week I left for vacation, but throughout October it was just absolutely blank, you guys. It was absolutely blank. I also kind of sat down and thought about different projects that we have going on in the lab. So I threw down some pen on the monthly overview page, and I actually really enjoyed using this overview page. And yeah, it made me glad that I'm sticking with an Erin Condren for my work planner next year. Ooh, I cannot wait to show you my planner stack. I'm hoping to maybe get that up early December this time around. I feel like I always procrastinate on that video and I don't get it up until like mid-December, but I feel like I kind of want to maybe get it up early December because I'm excited, you guys. I've been feeling really inspired with my planners as of late. So yeah, you guys. So we're going to be planning out my work week in my Erin Condren in this video. So grab your planner. Let's plan out our week together. Let's have some fun and let's get it done. Let's go. All right, you guys, let's get started. I have a couple of things here that I always kind of keep handy when I work in my work planner. So that is my Spread Happy sticker folio. There's a bunch of stickers in here that I'm trying to use up and work through, and yeah, just the stickers that I'm kind of focusing on in that little sticker folio. I have my little Too Faced rainbow pouch where I keep a lot of my just essential paper craft stationery items like my washi cutter, my Tombow adhesive, my correction tape, little scissors, glue stick, things like that. And then I have my current pencil pouch, which is my Hello Kitty Erin Condren glitter pencil pouch. Has a bunch of cute pens and highlighters in here that I've been loving. It's such a perfect size. So I've been loving this pencil pouch. Let me close that up. I have a feeling though that I'm missing some of my black pens, you guys. My black pens always tend to disappear somehow. Okay, and then I have my Erin Condren planner here. First things first, I'm actually going to switch out the cover. I have this cover that I got a while back when I was at the AC store in Irvine. I picked up a couple of covers, including these seasonal ones, the pumpkin one that I just took off, and then this large pumpkin one. I felt like this one was very like Thanksgiving. I felt like this one was kind of October with all of the pumpkins, but this one feels kind of Thanksgiving-ish. Oh my gosh, you guys, there is a pumpkin cover, another pumpkin cover that I was eyeing on the EC store. It's kind of like just like a repeating pattern of pumpkins on it. It's extremely cute, and I think I'm gonna pick it up next time I'm in store. There we go. It looks so cute. And you guys, I don't think I will ever get this multicolored coil again. It just doesn't go with a lot of things, especially if you kind of do seasonal stuff. It's very like a summer and spring coil to me. But yeah, I feel like it clashes a lot with these more like somber looking covers. Anyways, let's get to planning. My goodness, you guys, we are in November and it's been such a whirlwind of a year, you guys. So crazy that it is almost done now. I feel like every planner babe has to say that in their videos. Just we seem to be constantly shocked and insulted by the passage of time, even though we're planner babes. It's so funny. I can't believe it. It was a good year with this planner. This was my first Erin Condren planner. It was the first time I've used this type of planner for my work planner, and I definitely enjoyed it. I think moving forward, this is definitely what I'm going to be using for work. It's just like a really nice size. I kind of like having the entire year all like bound together and kind of as its own all-inclusive thing. As someone who uses the Happy Planner mostly, I tend to do a lot of mixing and matching of planners, and I tend to only use a couple months at a time with the Happy Planner. So this was really a departure from what I was used to. I don't usually carry like an entire year's worth of pages around with me at any given time. But this forced me to, because it's, you know, bound together like this. So that was different, but I really enjoyed it, and I think it's been working for me. Okay, you guys, without further ado, let's get into planning. So we're going to be planning for this week. This is November the 10th through the 16th. And I'm going to start it off like I normally start things off, which is setting up some goals for this week. So let me grab, let's see, I'm going to grab the sticker pack, but I'm also going to grab, I think my Wild Styled sticker book. I usually just tend to pick a random sticker book from my collection to set up my work planner. I don't really have like a specific vision when it comes to decorating my work planner. It's much more functional than it is decorative. I do like using stickers, of course, but it's not the main priority, you guys. So let's grab a goal sticker. These are perfect. I'm trying to finish this sticker book, or multiple sticker books right now, and these are the last couple of pages I have in each of those sticker books. So I've just like combined them all into this little stack, and I've been pulling from this whenever I can. Where's my tweezers? So I set up my goals in the sidebar of the pages, and then I always have like a little header sticker. This one is perfect. It just says goals. And then I need some bullet points, and I think I have some from my, I think it's called Blush Knit sticker book. Yeah, this one right here. I have these sticker bullet points. So let's go ahead and drop some bullet points here. Perfect. That's a lot of bullet points. So we'll see if I actually need to use all of them. So let me think about my weekly goals. I also will reference my notes that I scribbled down here on the overview, because there were just some things here that that I wanted to do. Okay, yeah, I have quite a number of goals that I kind of want to start addressing this week. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get all of them done. I'm pretty sure I won't be because we do have a holiday on Tuesday and I will not be in lab. So that is a reduced number of days that I have to complete goals. But I'm going to set up my goals, and if I don't complete them, I will just push them on to next week. So first goal I have is I want to reach a 99% completion ratio when it comes to genotyping the mouse colony. That is my number one responsibility at work, is determining the genetics of our mouse colony. So that involves getting DNA from the mice, extracting the DNA, and then doing some molecular biology standard techniques for determining the genetics of the mouse. I am pretty behind at this point because I took a vacation last week, so I need to catch up to my usual standard of hitting 99% completion by the end of the week. I also want to complete my comprehensive colony check of the mouse colony. So that is something I do every Wednesday. It's just like a really in-depth check-in with all of our cages to make sure that everything's okay. I need to make a particular reagent. It's like a stock solution that I use quite a bit, and it's such a pain to make, so I really need to just make a whole batch of it in preparation for upcoming experiments. I need to make a new waste stream for one of our chemicals that we use. Unfortunately, it's so annoying when we have to dispose of chemicals. You have to go through a lot of paperwork to do it, and I need to do that. I need to research whether we need to order a new antibody. I need to research one of the projects that we're working on. I believe I'm going to have to work more on this project, so I need to make sure I know what's going on with that project. I need to read a paper. You guys, this is the same paper I've been trying to read for the last couple of months, I feel, and I never get very far with this goal. I don't know what it is. I just can't seem to read it. I did read the abstract and the introduction, I think. So, but it's been so long that I think I'm just going to try to read it again. So just read the introduction to this paper this week. And I want to reread our grant. So I'm going to read maybe 2 pages of our grant that we just resubmitted. Our lab put together this massive grant proposal, and then we got it back with feedback, and we had to resubmit it last week. So I kind of want to reread like the new version just so that I'm up to speed with it. So let's read 2 pages of that. And then I also want to organize my student schedule more so. I have 3 students that I work with, and I have all of their schedules on the sticky note, and I want to get to the point where I send them an email beforehand, like maybe Friday afternoon, I send them an email, or maybe Monday morning, letting them know what they can expect to work on in lab. I think that would be awesome. I think that would help them out. So I want to get to the point where I am sending that over to them. Oh, and then last but not least, I need to harvest lungs for 3 mice. Ooh, I also have one more goal, but I totally ran out of room. You know what I might do though? I might white out this antibody order because I just realized that we actually already ordered it. I totally forgot that we already ordered it, so that I don't need to do that anymore. So I have room for one more goal, and that is going to be to continue to advance one of our projects. This is kind of a side project we're doing, but I think it's going to be good for us. We're just trying to create some resources for the lab. I need to harvest lungs from certain genotypes, and keep those lungs for reference. Okay, I ran out of room there, but that's fine. I know exactly what I mean when I say advanced Claudin 18 knockout wild type lungs. And it's kind of a vague goal, like advance the project is a vague goal, but it is vague for now because I'm sort of waiting on other people to respond to me. I've sent some initial emails. I'm trying to gather the data I need to advance the project. So advancing the project might look differently depending on, you know, whether I get some feedback earlier or later. Advancing the project could simply mean kind of pinging some people again, trying to get the lines of communication moving. It could mean kind of setting up a plan to determine exactly how I want this project to proceed, or it could actually advance even further and mean that I can actually go ahead and start harvesting the lungs this week. We're not sure. But that's a lot of goals, you guys. That's a lot of goals. It's going to be a busy week, but there isn't huge pressure right now. So that's good. Okay, let's get started, you guys. Let's put some stickers down. We've been doing a lot of work, so let's have fun and put some stickers down. Wild styled. Let's put some stickers. How cute, you guys. This is very cute. I love it. I love it. Okay. Let's put one of these stickers down. Wild Styled is such a good sticker book, you guys. Such a good sticker book. I think this might be my second or third sticker book of Wild Styled. I've used it quite a bit. This is also Veterans Day, so I actually have some holiday stickers in here. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So, Independence, Labor Day, First Day of Spring, Tax Day, Valentine's, it's Halloween, Patriot Day, Veterans Day, here we go. Veterans Day. We can put that sticker there. And we have that day off, thank God. So that'll be nice. Definitely going to be cleaning up the house, maybe getting some editing done, some work in the crafty corner. And then I actually have a drag show I'm going to go to at 7 p.m. So we have that. I feel like I made this really crooked, you guys. Let me try to reposition this. I could probably do it like that. Nice in the middle, right there. Perfect. Okay, so Monday, let's start off with Monday. So this is gonna be today. In a couple of hours, I'll be heading off to work. So let's see what we can do Monday. So Monday, today, the top 3 things that I want to do, you guys, is genotyping. And if I have to do that all day, I will. I think I might try to make the 10x TBS stock while I'm waiting for some things to incubate during the genotyping. And then I would like to also begin making the waste stream for Bleo. And in terms of the genotyping is probably going to happen pretty much all day, 9 o'clock to 5 p.m. And during genotyping, there's always like certain times where there is a bit of downtime because like certain steps take, 2 hours or 40 minutes or 30 minutes. And so during those like downtimes, I will be doing these more smaller tasks like making the 10x stock, starting this waste stream for our chemical disposal. So for the genotyping, I'm gonna have to do DNA extractions. Oh, you know what? I should probably do like a little checklist. I'm sure I have one around here. Maybe not, you guys. That's surprising. I don't have those little checklists in this sticker book. Oh well. I'm gonna do DNA extractions, PCR. I'm going to do gel electrophoresis, and then data entry. And something that I want to work on, again, during the downtime, or if I finish early, is, and something also that I totally forgot to add to my goals, but I don't have any room, is I really need to update our genotyping and breeder log. So this is where we keep a lot of the information about our mouse breeding records, and I have abandoned that record. I have not been updating it for like 2 weeks now, so I need to go back in and update it all. So again, I'll be doing that during my downtime. Next, you guys, so for this little section down here, the Erin Condren Vertical Planner has this little box down here at the bottom that I like using either to make notes of anything that's happening that day outside of work that might influence or impact my work day. So for example, on Tuesday, I have an event at 7 p.m. This is Veterans Day, so actually it won't really matter, but if I was working and I did have an event after work, I'd like make a note of it here. I'm gonna go see a drag queen performance at our downtown theater. So that starts at 7 p.m. So I'm gonna make a note of it here because if I had been working, I would have probably left straight from work to this show. So it's nice to have it in my work planner so I'm aware of those things. But if there's nothing special in particular going on, I'll use this little section down here as like an extracurricular professional development task. I'm always trying to advance my career, you guys. Some years more so than others. And last year, I think I kind of took a break from professional development and career advancement because, you know, I wanted to take a break for once in my life and not worry about that kind of stuff. But next year, I do plan on being on the job market and trying to figure out my next step and starting to get back into actively working towards professional development and career advancement and finding a job. And so I want to start kind of getting back into this, you know, career development stuff. And career development slash professional development, it can mean a lot of things for me. It could mean finishing up projects from my last position that are still in the works, still under construction, but it would behoove me to finish them so that I can, you know, add that feather in my cap. I can add that to my resume. So it's either working on kind of projects that are still floating around. It could be like taking a course. It could be doing some development of my skills, like spending 2 hours, you know, working on computer programming problems just to keep that side of me sharp. It could be reading a paper. It could be working on my resume. It could be, you know, checking out the job market. It could be completing some paperwork for my position with Project Paint, which is that prison arts collective organization that I substitute classes for occasionally. So it could mean a number of things. So Monday, I actually need to do some Project Paint paperwork. So it's been a while since I've done that. And I need to get back to it. So paperwork, I need to do my clearance packet, and then I need to organize some of the art documents that we have. So we have that. That's gonna be what I do today. And that's gonna be like, I always try to set aside 2 hours to do this. So that's gonna be 5 to 7 p.m. And moving forward, you guys, I think I might try to do this 5 to 7 p.m. shift following work. Like I might pack up from my lab and then maybe mosey on over to our library, which is like right across our building, and rent and reserve a room in the library and just like quietly work on some of this paperwork stuff. So that way I'm still kind of in the work mode when I do this extracurricular stuff. But also I kind of am waiting for traffic to die down a bit, because it takes me an hour to get home in rush hour traffic, and it takes me maybe 20 minutes to get home past the rush hour traffic. So I'm thinking that it might be better just to kind of wait it out. So that's what's happening Monday and Tuesday. This is going to be such a long video, you guys. It's been a while since I filmed, so I'm like explaining everything, kind of reorienting myself to everything. So please bear with me. I think the first half though of this video is the longest, because it takes me a while to think up of my goals and kind of think about how the week is starting off. Okay, Wednesday, moving on to Wednesday, you guys. Wednesday is the day I usually reserve for my comprehensive colony check. So I am going to maybe write it up here. Maybe I'll get like a checklist, like one of these checklists. And then I'll put it here, things to do. And then maybe one of these little today stickers like that. This is going to be my comprehensive colony check. And things to do is check all the breeder cages. I need to do any weanings that need to happen. I need to check the breeder chow. Our breeders get special food, so I'm in charge of making sure they get that special food. Otherwise, all the other mice get regular food that our animal colony staff maintains. But if we require special food for our animals, then our lab has to take care of it. I need to print more cage cards. I need to update cage cards. I need to do any number of to-dos. I need to do any euthanizations that need to happen. I need to do like an email communication about kind of the status of the mouse house and our colony. I want to get into the habit of sending like a weekly report to my manager to summarize what I have been doing, things that need to be addressed, things like that. So that might be from 9 in the morning to about 2 p.m. And then at 2 p.m. through 5 p.m., I'm going to harvest some lungs. So that means I'm going to dissect out the lungs of some of the mice. And one of my students will be joining me from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And I'm going to coach him through this process. He's been training on doing this technique with me for a while now, and I'm hoping that he can use this opportunity to really practice his skills. So I might get some practice mice for him, and then I will do the actual experimental mice. And I also am expecting my student to come in today from 2 to 5 p.m. And I might also have him practice harvesting lungs on Monday as well. So I'll make a note of that there. I'm also going to write a note here. I think maybe sometime either Monday or Wednesday, I might organize my student schedule and send out a communication about that. Very good. And then for my extracurricular event, let me think. I am going to do some more Project Paint art inventory work. I really want to finish this project. I feel like I might be able to finish it Wednesday if I dedicate another 2 hours to this. Okay, so that is the first half of the week. So then we have 2 more days, you guys. So Thursday, what we're going to do is I have 2 students coming in on Thursday. So Thursday, after a lung harvest, we have to switch the lungs from one solution into another, which reminds me I need to create a new solution. So I'm going to write that in here. Create 4% paraformaldehyde. That's what we keep the lungs in. Okay, so we got to do that. So we switch the lungs in the morning from paraformaldehyde into a buffer. So that is what's going on. And then Thursday, I have 2 students coming in. So I kind of want to get them started on learning how to harvest lungs. So that might take a while. Let's put a big sticker here. Yeah, Thursday might be kind of like a catch-all day for me. I will have 2 students coming in. And I might spend like a good deal of time with them on Thursday, training them on how to harvest lungs. And I actually kind of want my other student to be present so that he can help mentor them through it. So I'm going to try to coordinate with him. I really try to get my students to learn from each other as well as from me. And I especially like to get students to have mentorship experience and leadership experience and coaching experience. So I really enjoy being able to train a student really well so that they can then turn around and train other students. That's one of the things that I really like to do. So I'm gonna try to get this coordinated so that my more experienced student can train my newer students, but I will be present for it as well. So that might take all day. And then for my extracurricular event, Thursday, I want to start working on my ant transcriptomics paper. You're going to hear this a lot from me in the near future. I have a project that I'm still working on from my postdoc position, the position I had before this current position. I left a lot of things pending, and this is one of the big projects I left pending. I really want to complete it, and I just need to dedicate time to it. So again, 5 to 7 p.m., I'm going to be working on this ant transcriptomics project. It's very computationally intensive. It is a coding project, so it's also going to help me get back into coding because I don't code much in this new position. I don't code almost at all, and it's a skill I do not want to lose. So I'm going to be working on this ant transcriptomics project. Friday, the last day, I'm going to give myself another priority sticker because I also need to switch lungs today. That reminds me, I need to email a couple of people today just to make sure that I should harvest these lungs. So let me make a note here, email. Okay, put an email to confirm. And then Friday, I do have a student coming in 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So let me think about what it is I want to do. I think I have a couple of things I want to do. I do want to train my student on a new technique. So let's write that down. I'm going to put some of the sticker on here first. How cute, you guys. That's so cute, right? I'm going to give myself 3 little checklists here, or 3 little to-dos. So my top 3 is I'm going to do the lung lobe splitting with my student. Actually, he's pretty good at this, and so I trust him to do it by himself. So all of the lungs that we harvested, we then have to split them into their individual lobes, and we got to prepare their cassettes for submission, because once we have the individual lung lobes, we put them into these little cassettes that then we send off to go get embedded into paraffin wax that we then can slice and dice using our microtome cutter. So that's what we're gonna do. And I kind of want to train my student on our microtome. And while I train him, I'm gonna slice more slides for one of my projects. And my student is gonna be here from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. There we go. Let's see, what else do I have to do? The last couple of things that I should do. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna make a note here to research the Hogan project. I don't know when I will do that. Hopefully during the downtime on Monday or Wednesday, maybe a little bit of both, but I think I should try to have it happen either Monday or Wednesday so that I can send any emails that I need to send to get started on that. I also need to send an email about whether my student can be approved to use the microtome. They have to get approval every time they use some of our equipment. Okay, gonna write that down. This is when planning really helps you guys, because I have to kind of work a couple of days, you know, upstream. I can't just show up on Friday and train my student on the microtome. I need to make sure that he's authorized to use the microtome, and that requires sending an email to the manager and taking the necessary steps to make sure that he is appropriately authorized and has completed some paperwork to be authorized to use some of our machinery. So planning really helps you guys. And the last thing I'm going to do here is read the paper that I want to read and 2 pages of our grant. So that's going to take me all the way to 5. And Friday nights, I do not usually do extracurricular work. It is Friday night, of course, and it's usually date night. So we have plans of going salsa dancing. So let me do a little unbox here. And then I'm gonna grab one of these big box stickers for the weekend, because I've been thinking of using this as sort of like a dumping ground for things that I need to be aware of going into the next week. So maybe that is emailing my students their like schedule, email my manager, maybe like an overview or a report of what I did this week or what I plan to do next week. And then maybe Sunday night, I should get into the habit of filming my work planner. Plan with me. All right, everyone, let's add a couple of stickers here and there. I'll leave a little bit of empty space just in case I need to add some additional notes. But otherwise, I think we're set, you guys. That was a long video because, again, I'm not super used to this anymore. It's been a while since I've done a work plan with me. So that definitely took me a little bit to get used to get back into the habit of doing this. Moving forward, as I get back into it, hopefully things won't take as long. But I hope you enjoyed this hour-long video. And with that, you guys, I hope to see you in my next video. So until then, stay safe. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, happy planning. Adios.